Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas from Rosecast to you. Merry Christmas 2021 to you. I do hope and pray you have a meaningful day today. So Merry Christmas! So today is finally the day, the 25th day, and I'm going to confess to you that I'm actually trying my best to see if I can just do a podcast for today. I'm trying not to miss it because one was done last year, and because today is a significant day to me as a believer, as a Christian. And for this podcast platform, I don't want to break the tradition. As much as possible, I want to continue whatever tradition that I start. So, despite the hectic, I don't say hecticness because I think that's not an English word. But despite how today is already very cramped up, I'm actually sneaking to just make sure I do this podcast. Unlike in the past, I always try to do podcasts like this before time and schedule them so that I could be on time and I don't miss the day. However, for this year, not so. It was not so as that. And I already gave some of those reasons in the blogmas series that I was doing on my blog. It has been quite hectic, and I was like, I have to make sure this podcast works. I have to make sure that I do something for this Christmas. Yes. So I really thank God for the opportunity to reach today. And in this podcast today, I think I'm just going to share some things with you, and with the hope that I'll be able to make a complete podcast. I don't have a definition, but I'm really hoping to make a podcast that will embody what today should be. So Blogmas series started on the 1st of December, and I really had to make a lot of effort to make sure I continued with it. There were many days that I was almost not doing anything, but God just really helped me. And today is the 25th day, and I'm so grateful to God for this opportunity. It has been quite hectic preparing for this Christmas, especially as this is the first Christmas I've had at home in the last 7 years. So in the previous years, I've been like at home, on my own, away from home at school. So the burden of the work to do wasn't very much. However, I won't say that I even made podcasts in previous years. And even last year, I made a podcast last year. But this year was quite hectic for the last 3 to 4 days leading up to today. Just work. A lot of personal work was put aside because of the work to do for the preparation or for the sharing and for the enjoyment of the day. So yes, that has taken some time. However, in the process of doing all these things, I'm so grateful that God has been using very simple things to speak to my heart, to speak to me, and I'm so grateful that is how God really works. God speaks to us at all time if we are just willing to stop and listen to how God is speaking to us. Like God is speaking to you while you are doing even your very simple jobs. God can use those things to speak to you, and I have been able to use some of those things to create topics for the Blogmas series. However, that is the baseline for the Blogmas series, talking about my daily experience or the thoughts that I pondered more on to give as a topic for the Blogmas series. But personally, I'm so grateful that aside from just wanting to share for the Blogmas series, God has been speaking to me, and I've been able to just accept it as a word for myself first. Yes. So yes, I'm so grateful to God. I'm going to be saying this word a lot because, like I said, I'm just sneaking up to make sure that this podcast is done. So now, Christmas is one of the most celebrated holidays in the whole world. Like, everybody celebrates Christmas. Let me not use the word everybody, but almost everybody celebrates Christmas. Christians and non-Christians alike. There are a lot of disputes about Christmas, a lot of issues about Christmas people have brought up. There are people that dispute the claims of Christmas. There are people that don't celebrate Christmas that say they are Christians. However, aside from all of that, everyone can agree that there's a joy that comes with Christmas. There is a sense of just warmth that comes with Christmas. And when you are not participating in that warmth, it sometimes feels quite lonely. Or maybe that I'm saying that because I've celebrated Christmas in the past, or I celebrate Christmas rather. In the past years that I was unable to really have a warm Christmas, either because I was away from home or because I was actually just so lazy to do anything on my own. It really felt so lonely at many times, knowing that my family were having a great time and I was just there stuck up alone with nothing really sensible to feast on. Let me say that, because out of laziness I would not make anything, or because of the burden of schoolwork I won't be able to really do much. However, in all those years I was able to celebrate like 2 or 3 Christmas, and have some like good fun, 2 or 3 or 4, I think so. But like I was saying, there's a joy, there's a sense, there's an excitement that comes with Christmas. And it is this joy and excitement that people desire to key into, including the people that are not Christians. However, as a Christian, Christmas is more than just a celebration. It has a symbol, and it is that symbol that we focus on. It's that symbol that I focus on. So one of the things that I try to do every year is to reflect on what Christmas means to me. And I can't say I've really done that yet, but I'm in the process of still in the process of making more reflection on that for this year. But what I do every year is to look at what Christmas means to me, key into it for myself for that year, and make a proper reflection on it. Christmas for us, like I said already, is not just about the celebration, but the symbol of God's love for the world. So God so loved the world that He sent His only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's from John chapter 3 verse 16. So it's a symbol of God's love for us, God's love for humans, represented in the form of Jesus Christ coming to the world. So I do believe that symbol is what makes more meaning to Christians and makes more meaning to me. So continue on that note. Christmas is the symbol of God's love for us, and the beginning of the process of salvation. So beyond the Christmas, beyond the celebration, beyond the eating and the merriment, this is the point of reflection. Now, like I was saying, I'm actually sneaking up to this podcast because I want to make sure that I complete and I share something at least for this year. And let me even confess to you, I actually plan to do something more musical, something more like musical. Like I said, my schedules were so tight I couldn't do any of that. There were other smaller things that I wanted to really do, but I couldn't do that. I'm really trusting and hoping that there's some other extra stuffs for my other platforms to be completed before the day runs out, because I have run against time throughout this season. So another thing I want to say is that if you are listening to this podcast and you are a Christian and you celebrate Christmas, if you are not at home, if you don't have any person to have a fun time with, I want to encourage you, because I have been there before. I just want to say, do not mope around, do not be downcast. Focus more on the spiritual aspect of this Christmas, and I will just encourage you, just try your best to do something just lively. Maybe go out to a mall, or just have your play music. Just watch a video, like engage yourself one way or the other in something that is about Christmas today. Watch a sermon, watch a musical, watch a nice movie. I'll just say that please do not move around if you're not with family. And if you're not with family and you are with friends, have a good time, have a great time. I'm sure you guys must have contributed something to make your Christmas memorable. If you guys don't want to do anything big, go out and just have a good time. And if you are with your family like I am, just please have a good time with family. And this is a time that most families try to come together and really share and just have a nice time. So I just want to say that have a nice time and great time with your family. Yes, do have a great and lovely time with your family. And for many churches, they will be having a Christmas service today. So I'm actually making this podcast quite early before the church service. So today, church services would have a small service for Christmas, and I do believe that messages and sermons will be shared there that will be very enriching. As much as I would have loved to make this podcast after the church service so that I could add more of what I've heard in church and what has been laid on my heart or touched, what my heart has been touched by doing the message. Like I said, I don't want to miss this time and be late on this podcast. Yes. So please, if there's church service, if there is no lockdown in your area, please do make sure to go to church and have a great time. And with that being said, do have a reflective and an enjoyable day today. Merry Christmas from Rosecast and myself. I hope to still have you here before the year is over, because there are at least 2 more podcasts to round up this year with. And if you're hearing the chicken roasting in my background, please, that chicken is known to do that. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Have a great day. Well, I have to say the ending note. Stay safe, and until next time on Rosecast, stay safe and God bless. Bye-bye.